All right, welcome. So today I wanted to get into the pound USD pair. Last week I did upload the Euro USD pair, okay? That pair actually took off, so let's see. I don't recall if I had the full markup on it. I probably removed it. Okay. Yeah, more than likely that's what I did. But I did predict more of a sell on that pair. Yeah, so this is where I had that line for the key level. And I did predict that, there would be some price rejection in this area here based off that key level for the daily time frame. And as you can see, we had 2 hits to that area. So price did act as resistance twice before transitioning down. So that's what I had for that pair. So it did play out. So if you guys caught that pair, awesome. All right, so now we're about to go back and turn it up on the pound USD. So let's go back here. Okay, now just based off the monthly time frame, let me go ahead and remove. No, let me actually keep that on. So based off the monthly time frame, okay, I do have my relevant key levels. Okay, and what I mean by relevant, meaning that price is just in this area. So it wouldn't make sense for me to like really, focus on this area up here or this area right here or even this area right here because I'm on a monthly time frame. So I don't expect price to just shoot all the way up here, in like a few days. So that's why I just, kept my key levels more towards the relevant price. Okay. So what I'll do is just go ahead and delete that here and that as well. Now just using my moving averages, okay, I do have my red line over my blue line, and that means that we're overall on a downtrend. However, I do see here where we have our support, and support. So we have our 3 hits to the downside. Actually, let me move this up a little bit because I like to kind of have it where it touches all of the wicks. All right, so we have support here, and support here, which is on the current month because we're in September. Now looking just at the candlesticks, so I will remove the moving averages at this time. Just looking at the candlesticks here, I do see where price did struggle to close below this monthly key level. So we do have a movement up. So we do have a bullish movement on this current time frame. So what I like to do is actually dig deeper into this particular price range. So I'm just focused on this here. Okay, this will be my focus until this monthly candlestick or any monthly candlestick after this one will actually go up towards this particular monthly key level. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to actually move this down. Okay, so the only way I'll be more focused on anything outside of this monthly key level or this monthly key level is if price does close above it, or if price closed below this key level here that's down at the bottom, around the 1.20226 area. And then I'll be looking for a retest and a continuation from there, or if price closes above the 6194 area, as you can see on the right hand side. If it closes above that, I will be looking for a retest and a continuation to the upside. But as we can see here, we're still within this price range, so I'm only focused within this area here. So I will definitely remove this box, that rectangle, and then now I'm going to go down to smaller time frame. Sometimes I skip over the weekly and then I'll just go straight to the daily time frame. However, I'll just take a quick browse at it. Now, you can look at whichever time frame you feel comfortable with. I like to look at a time frame that doesn't have so much like noise, which would be like a lot of spikes, a lot of wicks. I like something that's just smooth selling. So this way I can identify the overall trend, because once again, I'm looking for market structure. I want to see if structure has been broken. If structure has been broken, I will be looking for a retest and then my entry. Also, whatever type of trader you are, this can go for all types of trades. So whether you're a scalper, intraday, swing trader, you can definitely look into these types of videos. Now, to include what I just stated, you have to identify the type of movement that you're in, okay? So when I say movement, basically what is the market doing? Is the market overall bullish? Is the market overall bearish? Okay. Now, for me, the type of trader that I am, if the market is overall bullish, I will therefore be looking for bullish movement. However, you can still take those short trades, those counter trend trades if you would like. That's up to you. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes down to trading, okay? Because once again, you can buy and sell in Forex. That's why I love Forex. Because even though if I decide to take a swing trade, let's say if I have a busy week, okay, and I decide to take a swing trade, I know within those swing trades, I can take counter trend trades. So either way, I will still collect money off my pair that I'm looking at for that week. So that's something to keep in mind, because when I see people go back and forth on the internet about which way the market is going to go, and then you turn around, it actually went both ways, of course, because you have to buy and sell in Forex. You know, you have to have the sellers, you also have to have buyers. Now, if the market is indecisive, of course, that's where you will actually have that consolidation in the market. So now, just to go ahead and get that rant out the way, I am on this weekly time frame. One of the strategies that I use, besides just putting the moving averages at one period, I'll actually just take the trend line, right? And then I'll just basically mark up the pair myself. You know, I'll do something like such. I'll come over here, do something like this, you know, just so that way I can see the overall structure. And the only reason why I'm doing it like this here on the weekly is because when I go down to the next time frame, I'll put it right here. I can do this, and then I'll just do it like this. All right, so pretty much high point to low point, high point to low point, low point to high point, low point to high point, depending on the market. So as you can see here, let's say, for example, I'm just going to use this area here, okay, because it stands out the most to me. right? So this will be that higher low, okay? Because this low is higher than this low, all right? So as you can see, we have the low point here, we have our low here, okay? Then we have a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then we have another higher low here. You can also count this as a higher low as well, that's fine. But most importantly, this is also a higher low as well. So I'll take another trend line and pretty much do such here, place that trend line there, because once the market comes below, once the market closes, actually, let me move it up a little bit here. Now, once the market actually closed below this trend line here, below this line here, I will then go down to a smaller time frame and look for the retest. Okay. Now, since we're on the weekly time frame, I will actually wait for that weekly candlestick to form another bearish candle. Or, depending on the type of trader you are, you can just wait. Actually, my apologies. It'll be the one next, the one below that one. This will be more my style here because I like to wait for the lower high before I get into that. So I'll wait for that retest on that next candlestick and then watch for that continuation. Now, you can also, if you look at it, you can also pretty much just get in on this candlestick, but just on lower time frames. Okay, so just on lower time frames, you will be looking for lower highs and lower lows. That movement on smaller time frames, because of course those lower time frames create this higher time frame candlestick, both opening and close. All right, so that's the same information that I provided in the last video. However, if you're new to this channel, definitely feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share this information to any of your fellow traders, or if you know someone that's interested in trading, that's great. And I would, greatly appreciate that. So it's time for us to run it up on the charts, make this money, secure the bag, and keep it moving. This information is for anybody who wants to learn about Forex trading overall. Okay, so that was just a brief description of what I went over last week, and that's just my trading style. All right, so now I'm just going to go to the current price, and just looking at the current price, I do see here that the market did fail to close below this monthly key level. So we did get a push to the upside. Last week's candlestick did push up back into our range. Okay, well, actually pushed before that, but we got more of that aggressive push to come back into pretty much the middle of this monthly key level, between both monthly key levels here, which is great. So I'm definitely looking forward to have more movement. However, with this pair here, I do see some possible bearish movement on smaller time frames, of course. So what I'll do here, I'll take a step back, right? Because overall, the market has been going on a downtrend. Okay, but it did fail to close below this monthly key level. However, I do see here where we have our lower high, right? We have another lower high here. And this could be our basically our counter trend trade to create another lower high and give us movement back to our monthly key level, which is currently our monthly support here. So what I'll do is actually take an arrow here, do something like such, right? So it can come back here, okay? Then the next one, maybe we can have something, such movement like this, or the market can just come to this monthly support, right? And come back within this range, or the market can come back down to this monthly support, okay? And then it can just simply go into this range to this resistance. It can either come back down and do something as such, or it can close above it, give us a retest, and continue. Okay, so there's multiple ways that we can expect movement. However, we have to base it on market structure. Okay, so with that being said, I will go ahead and remove the arrows here. Remove the arrows, because that's just a variation of what can possibly happen. Remember, the market does the same thing all the time. So it's nothing where it's new or something you've never seen before if you've already back tested. You know, like I pretty much back test on the weekends for like maybe a month's worth of charts. So I break down a chart from a monthly time frame and I'll just back test, back test, back test. You can listen to all the videos, you can write down all the notes, you can read all the notes, you can follow all the videos, but if you're not actually applying the information on the charts, then that's where you'll have sort of that, yes, I'm winning trades, but then I'm also losing more trades than I'm winning trades, which can become very frustrating. So with that being said, we're going to get back to this weekly time frame, and then we're just going to look at previous movements. So now what I'll go ahead and do is actually mark up my weekly key levels, because I want to see where price can possibly reject. Boom. Here we go. So as you can see here, we have previous price rejection. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll move my chart over a little bit. So as you can see here, currently we have resistance, we have support, resistance, support, resistance, support. So this area played an important role on the weekly time frame. So now that I have that marked, what I'm going to do now is go to my smaller time frames. So next one will be the daily. I'm just going to keep my lines overall on there. I can hide them if I want to create newer lines. But now I go ahead and move that out the way. Oh, and my weekly candles, my weekly key level got removed. Okay, here we go. Back in action, back in action. Let's go ahead and run it up. Oh, there we go. All right. Straight like that. Here we go. Back in action. So now I'm going to the daily time frame. And as you can see, we have this green trend line, which is our weekly key level. Okay. Now that I'm on the daily time frame, I see more detail. Right? So the smaller the time frame, the more detail you have on that time frame. So that's why I like to do my top-down analysis, because if I see a bullish candle on the monthly time frame, that lets me know on smaller time frames that the market created higher highs and higher lows. Okay. Now, if I see a bearish candle stick on the monthly time frame, that lets me know on smaller time frames the market created lower highs and lower lows. Okay. And that goes for any time frame. So if I see a bearish candlestick on the 4-hour time frame, that lets me know that on smaller time frames the market created lower highs and lower lows. Also, if the market created a bullish candlestick, that lets you know that the smaller time frames created higher highs and higher lows. Okay. Overall, all of that is based off market structure. So looking at the current time frame, which is the daily, I'll just go ahead and change the color to this particular market movement, right? So this way we can here we go. Okay, here we go. So now just based off that, you can see right here where this was the last lower high. Okay. Just based off this movement here. Now I know some people, they'll like to draw like trend lines. Right here. Let me do a different color and then I'll remove it. So I like to do like the little trend lines here, however you like it placed. Some do like such here, as long as they got 2 points touching, 2 of the wicks touching, then boom. Right? So this would be anything under this line would be your sell zone, and anything above this line would be your buy zone. Okay, because you have this right here, and then you have another one right here, and then you also have another one right here. So those 3 are touching. Okay, so this will everything below this line, as I just mentioned, will be your sell zone, and everything above that line will be your buy zone. All right. So as we can see here, I don't want to confuse you with too many lines. So I will remove this trend line. Actually, I'll leave it there. I'll just use another color. I'll just make this one a little thicker, so this way you can get a better idea. So that was your last this one. All right. Lower low. You can count this as a lower high. That's fine. Once it came down, then it created a higher low, and that's just basically off smaller time frames. But overall, just looking at this, I would just consider this as a lower high. I wouldn't count that too much. Okay, I'm just basing it off like stronger movement. But this is still fine as well, as long as you understand the overall movement, overall market structure. So as you can see here, we pretty much had a double bottom. So if you're into those major market patterns, you can see here that we had the market created a double bottom, W, however you would like to call it, right? And this is the second leg, and it actually closed above this neckline. So what you could look for is actually a retest here and then a push up, or the market can close below here, retest, and come back down to this monthly support, as I provided to you earlier, the different variations. All right. Now, I would go down to like the smaller time frames and whatnot, but it does take me time to actually get the videos put together. So I will actually have to cut this one short, but let me see something here. I probably do have a little more time because I want to make sure everybody get their money, you know? I want to make sure everybody get their bread. All right? So now that I got lines all over the place, this is what the 4-hour time frame looks like. Okay, now of course on those higher time frames, we didn't have as much detail as far as a lot of candlesticks showing. So as we go down to smaller time frames, you see here that we have more candlesticks shown on the charts. So the weekly is still being supported by that key level on the 4-hour time frame. So the 4-hour time frame is still holding strong on that resistance. Okay, it's failing to close above it. And we have 1, 2, 3. We have a tested here as well. 4, 5, or 6 actually. No, 7. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 tested 4-hour candlesticks on the weekly key level, which failed to close above it, give us a retest to continue to go up to the upside. So we have some bearish movement going on here so far. So as I mentioned to you earlier, the market can do either come down, right? Close below this line. We test this previous resistance and go down. Or the market can come to the red line, that key level, come back and come down. Or the market can come to the red line, close above the weekly key level, retest it, and continue to go up. Okay, so as you go down to smaller time frames, you can see more detail within those candles. You can verify your major market patterns, as well as doing as actually adding more key levels on the smaller time frame, such as your 1 hour time frame if you would like. That's totally okay. But this is just the information so far on the pound USD. So you enjoyed the information, definitely feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share. All right, get the bag, secure it, stay focused, stay consistent, and definitely have patience. Take care. That will conclude this video, and you enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning. Take care.